Good afternoon, everybody. How are you doing? It is a very dull and overcast Wednesday afternoon. It's the 5th of May today. Time's really screaming past, it's nuts. And yes, I have been MIA, but I've been busy. So what I've been doing is, again, working on the studio, which is outside of London. It was in Marlow, Buckinghamshire. And by the time I get back home, it's like, what, 11, 12 o'clock at night, do you know what I mean? So that's what's been happening there. I went back last week to do a reshoot, and then I've been rehearsing because this Friday I'm going to be shooting my show reel, which is quite exciting. And I've been writing the ladies' book, which I've been doing for a little while now, and I'm helping somebody with their YouTube channel because they are there's a project that they're working on, and I'm kind of helping them with that. So it's pretty full on. And sometimes it just seems like there's a tsunami of work coming at me, and I have to try and find a balance in it, trying to get it all sorted out before I can come up for air and then shoot a video. So I'm happy with how things are going. I've just got to manage my time better, but I have been managing my time pretty well so far, I must admit, considering what things were like last year. I've been managing my time pretty good. So I just want to jump on here quickly and talk about being at peace with your own lane. Being at peace with your own lane. I was speaking to somebody the other day. They were expressing concern that their daughter wasn't married. And the daughter's in their 40s also. And they were expressing concern that it might be too late for certain things and so on and so forth. And I had to explain to the lady, I said, look, society tells us that you should get married by a particular age, have children by a particular age, have a home, and then have a steady job for the rest of your life. But what if that's not the path for your daughter? Someone got married at 25, okay. What about someone who got married at 18? Another person will get married at 55. They're all married, but just at different stages of their life. The age they got married at was all part and parcel of their life plan. Your daughter's life plan might not be for her to get married until she's in her 50s. You know, if marriage is on the cards at all. And I thought back to all the times that I've had conversations with people, and people said things to me about X, Y, and Z, and why aren't I like this, and why aren't I doing that, or what's happening, and so forth. And you know how people can be very careless with their words, but sometimes it's not that they're careless with their words, they're very measured, they're throwing darts, but just hoping that you don't actually see what they're doing. But I do see what they're doing. But I've come to a point in my life where I am so sure of who I am that these kind of comments from the sidelines don't rock me. I know this is my path. Right ahead of me is my path. I am not in competition with anybody who's in the path on my left or anybody who's in the path on my right. I am not in competition. My job is to walk my path. That's what I'm supposed to be doing. And if I keep that at the forefront of my mind, I'll be fine. I'm not in competition with anybody else. It doesn't matter that I'm going to be 49 this month and I'm not married, I don't have children, and I'm in a situation where I'm back in my mum's house and it just seems like, what on earth is going on? I don't care how things appear. I focus on how things actually are. I know where my life is going. I know what I'm doing with my life. I know the doors are opening. I know the connections I'm making. I know what I see. Other people don't need to see it. I need to see it. I need to keep myself focused on that and keep moving forward. If you're in a similar situation where you're being made to feel, whether it's intentional or otherwise, that you're somehow less than or missing out because you haven't accomplished or acquired certain things by a particular age, it's you I'm speaking to. As I said about myself, I am not in any competition with anybody. You also are not in any competition with anybody. This is the path for your life. As long as you're not just laying about, you're not just procrastinating all day, every day, you're up and about, you're doing stuff, you're going in a direction, don't worry, don't sweat the small stuff. Marriage is not the be-all and end-all of your existence. It just really isn't. Same with having children. Children are not the be-all and end-all of your existence, especially if you're a woman. Some people make you feel like, well, if you haven't got a child, then you're not really utilizing your womanhood very well, which is a completely insane thing to say. Really ridiculous. I remember somebody said to me some years ago, I was quite surprised this guy actually, because a friend of mine had just had a child. She wasn't married at the time, she just had a child. And this guy knew her and knew my dad. And I can't remember how I came up with a conversation, but I said, oh, she's doing better than you, isn't she? I said, what? Yeah, she's doing better than you. She's got a child, she's doing better than you. I thought, what? What do you mean doing better than? What does that even mean? She's had a child. That's where her life has taken her right now. That's where the decisions and whatever in her life have taken her right now. I chose not to live like that. So that's why I don't have a child right here, right now. How does that mean she's doing better than? She's living her life, I am living mine. Why are you trying to compare and conflate two completely different people who live in completely different circumstances and doing completely different things? I've never forgotten that he said that, because it's such a weird, out of the blue comment to make. I wasn't sitting there saying, woe is me, or trying to compare or anything. Nothing came out of my mouth. He just came out from the clear blue sky and said that this person was doing better than me. And I know that there are a lot of people who get relatives and friends, but I think it's more so going to be relatives who throw those darts to you, like, oh my gosh, what are you doing with your life? And look at your sister, or look at this person. They're married, they've got children, they've got a house. What are you doing? Why are you settling down? You've got to get to the age where no man will want you. All of that kind of nonsense. And then these are ones that decide, right, I'm going to just do something crazy. I'm just going to grab the first guy I see, or in a guy, he might say, I might grab the first guy I see, and let's see what happens. And it can end up being a disaster, because your worth, your value as a human being does not lie in having a ring on your finger or having someone else's last name. That is not where your worth or your value as a human being comes from. You have an innate value and an innate worth. You've got to discover what that is for yourself. Your stock as a human being doesn't rise all of a sudden because you are married, or because you have children, or because you have a title, all that kind of stuff. People get so caught up in the trappings and in the stuff of life that they think that's really all there is. And it isn't. It really isn't. Kudos to anybody, who's got a degree, or they've got some title, or whatever anyone's accomplished. Kudos to them. But the fact that one person's accomplishments don't look the same as yours does not mean this person is not accomplished. They are in their own way. And we need to be careful of trying to box people in and trying to stick labels on people and make them feel some type of a way because they don't look like us. Their lives don't look like our lives. Their desires, their drives, their dreams, ambitions don't look and sound like ours. So you want to label them strange or label them other than. The older I've gotten, the more I've just allowed people to be who they are. Because I recognize, even though it might look crazy to me, could be the foundation for something amazing later on. I don't know. I can't predict the future. Before, I used to be very judgmental. I tell you that for free. I'd be like, oh, what's that? Why are you doing that? But what changed me was a friend of mine. She's passed away now, unfortunately. But her daughter was just... to the naked eye, looked like her daughter was messing up her life. Her daughter was just making some very poor decisions that were impacting negatively on my friend, on her daughter, and on her grandchildren. It was just negative. It is having a negative impact because the girl was like, she wasn't thinking, and she was squandering great opportunities that were coming her way. And when she was telling me about her daughter, I didn't say anything. I was like, what type of child is this? That's what I was thinking in my mind. What type of child is this? What is she doing? But my friend, being very wise, although at the time I didn't think it was wisdom, I just thought she was copping out because she didn't want to confront her daughter. She just said, well, everyone has their path. Everyone has their path, and like, this is her path. And that's all she said. But I remember thinking at the time, you're just copping out, man. Why don't you just correct her? But she was 100% correct. You can't yell or berate somebody into doing something that you really want them to do. They might for a period of time just to get you off their back. But the desire that was in them in the first place is what will manifest and what will ultimately have the final say. We can't make people do things. We think we can, but actually we can't. They can give the appearance of conforming to our desire, but secretly they will still go along and do what it is they want to do in the first place. Her daughter did that, but then she eventually got herself straightened out, got herself sorted out, whatever was going on in her mind, it eventually calmed down. She sorted herself out and started making proper steps for her life and started providing properly for her children and creating a responsible environment to raise her children in. So she was right. You can look at someone's life, and because it doesn't look like what you think it should look like, you can make judgments, you can label them a particular way, you can criticize, so on and so forth, but you don't know the end result. You don't know the full picture. You're not God. You don't have that mind. You don't know the full tapestry of their life. You don't know. What might look like mess to you, in the eyes of the Creator, is a beautiful thing. On the other side, it's a beautiful thing. He knows what is working in that person's life. You don't know. You don't know. The fact that somebody isn't married by the time they're 25 doesn't mean that they're only fit for the knacker's yard. Do you know what I mean? Typically the ones that make the statements are the ones that would feel the way they're trying to make you feel if they were in your shoes. So if they were at your age and they weren't married, they would feel like they're only fit for the knacker's yard. They would feel like they have no value. That's how they would feel. But for some reason, they want you to feel like that. I don't get that. I don't get this thing about projecting your negativity or projecting your fears onto another person. I don't understand why people do that. But that is legit what some people are doing. And we have to come to a place of learning how to just let that stuff be water off a duck's back. I'm not even saying defend yourself, but you've got to come to a place where you're so sure about who you are that it looks like they're just babbling like a drunken goat. Do you know what I'm saying? They're just like they're foolish people. What are you even talking about? That isn't even something that would concern or bother me. Why are you even speaking? Why are you presuming upon me? Why are you projecting your fears and your insecurities onto me? Why? Is it to make yourself feel secure? Is it to make yourself feel good? Do you need that? I don't need all that validation, so what is your problem? You know what I mean? And I would say to anybody, if you're in a situation where you're at a particular age where people feel X, Y, and Z should have happened, whether it's professionally, whether it's relationally, financially, or whatever, insofar as you are not being irresponsible, insofar as you're not deliberately kind of sabotaging yourself, just keep going the way you're going. If marriage is a part of your life plan, it will come. Keep yourself open to it. If having children is a part of your life plan, whether that's to conceive naturally or to adopt, it will come. Just keep on going. If to have your own home is a part of your life plan, keep on going. It will come. Whatever it is that you desire, if it is to be a part of the plan for your life, it will come. All the chatter here, don't turn and look towards it. Don't lean in to listen to it. Let it just fall off you and keep on going. There is the path for your life, and it will not look like the path for my life or the path for anybody else's life. There's a quote I read on Instagram, and I want to read it to you. The only worthwhile comparison is you yesterday with you today. If you want to be happy, focus on that. I'm going to read it again. The only worthwhile comparison is you yesterday versus you today. If you want to be happy, focus on that. You are not in competition with anybody else. It's not like the 400-meter sprint. You get to line first, you're the winner. No, it's not about that. It's about you discovering what you're supposed to do with your life and doing that thing. If the marriage or all these other things come into it, great. But your purpose is why you are here. Find your purpose. Find that. If you're going to put your energy into anything, put your energy into finding your purpose and fulfilling your purpose. All these other things may or may not be on your path. I don't know. But I know that every single human being was born with a purpose. Not all of our purposes are going to make the front page news or be in the Guinness Book of Records, but that's not the point. The point is to fulfill the reason for which we were created. Find it and fulfill it. That is something you should focus on and you should pursue with all your heart. Anything else is just dressing. You know what I mean? But purpose is a central theme of your life. What is your purpose? Find that and live that, and everything else will be okay. Whether it includes certain things or not, as long as you find your purpose, you'll have hit the nail on the head. That is a reason for being, and that is something to focus on. That is something to drive towards. Yeah? So, love your lane. Our lanes don't look the same, but doesn't mean that my lane is any more prosperous than yours. Find your lane, stay in your lane, thrive in your lane, and don't worry about what's going on to the left or to the right. Learn to drown out those negative voices. Learn not to rise to it. Just learn to let it literally be water for a duck's back, and just keep on going about your business. Yeah? So that's all I wanted to say today. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for listening. As always, I'll encourage you to, if you like this video, if it resonated with you, give it a thumbs up, because that helps my video grow and it helps put my video in front of other people who may not know of my channel. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. That's also another way to help my channel grow. And comment and share this if you wish. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you again next week. Take care. Bye-bye.